Hey everybody, welcome back to another Triple Hound video, and who you have before you here, I hope is super obvious, is our custom version of Green Lantern. This video, we're not going to show you how to make Green Lantern, because we did that a long time ago. We had a separate video in which we showed you how to make a custom Green Lantern using the customizable boundless skins in the game. We've also done a video in which we showed you how to make 4 different Red Lantern characters, including the most famous one of all, Atrocitus, whose name I mispronounced throughout that video. My apologies. And we also did another video in which we made Sinestro and Kilowog. Sinestro, of course, is the sort of villainous Yellow Lantern character. So we've done a lot of different Lantern Corps guys from the DC universe here on the Triple Hound channel, but we had a recent request to make Orange Lanterns. So we decided, why stop there? We've done yellow, we've done red, we've done several different Green Lantern characters. Now we've got a request for Orange Lanterns. The Orange Lanterns, of course, are known for their greed. Each one of these different power rings in the DC universe, or lantern rings, connects to an emotion of some kind, and the Orange Lantern is the Greed Lantern. So not only will we make you an Orange Lantern character in this video, we will also make a Black Lantern character, a White Lantern character, an Indigo Tribe character, a Star Sapphire character. Star Sapphire is sort of the purple lantern or violet lantern, I guess. Indigo Tribe is, Indigo Lantern, but that they use different words for it. And there's also an ultraviolet, or sort of like invisible spectrum lantern group out there. So I decided to make one of those characters. We are going to do all of the rest of the lanterns in the DC universe. We are going to make at least one representative from each of the rest of the Lantern Corps universe here in this episode. Blue Lantern is another one. I don't think I mentioned them yet. There's a Blue Lantern out there. We are going to hit at least one character from all of the Lantern Corps left to dig into. So that's what we're going to do. This is going to be a little bit of a long one, and certainly I'll drop links in the description below to our previous videos on how to make the Green Lantern characters, the Red Lantern characters, and the most famous Yellow Lantern character of them all, Sinestro. Since the viewer requested Orange Lanterns in particular, let's start with the Orange Lantern character, and for that we used Chimera to try to make Larfleeze. Larfleeze is sort of the most famous Orange Lantern. This is not an extraordinarily successful effort, I won't lie, but I thought we did as good as we could considering what this character actually looks like. Chimera was a customizable alien skin that was available through the Battle Pass in Chapter 2, Season 7, so if you don't have him already and haven't unlocked a bunch of his customizable options already, then you couldn't get him at this point. But we decided to use this guy because he, well, is the only one we could customize to look like Larfleeze, frankly, or anything like Larfleeze. We used the head top rigid in the bottom, head bottom mandible, which is this, I don't know, sort of insect looking face thing that he's got down there. But if you look at Larfleeze, he has these, I don't know, teeth or tusks or something that come out from the sides of his mouth. So although this isn't perfect, we do think it's as close as we can get in with the options we have available to us. The eyes, I think, are pretty optional. We used Beetlejuice, but I think you could use the black hole ones and it would still be okay, or the solar flare ones would probably be fine. Skin color, you have to use sulfur. You want to make him orange if possible, and this is as close to orange as you get. Skin pattern is rugged. Really, he's got like kind of a mohawk Nighthawk thing going on in the comic books, and I didn't really have that, or an option that looked like that, unlocked here. So I just went with Rugged, which is kind of these spot pattern things going across the top of his skull. And then for armor, I used the black armor, what's called Singularity, because again, he's got kind of an orange and black outfit. So this is what I tried to do to capture that at least color scheme. The armor glow, I used the orange armor glow again to try to make it a black and orange color scheme. And the armor emblem, I used Astro Blade. This is kind of a circular lantern logo looking thing that I thought worked out. For a preset, I gave him the Infernal Chain back bling, which, if you look at some of these characters, if you do a quick Google image search of Orange Lantern characters, they kind of have this flame-like orange glow about them. So I tried to capture a lot of these different flame-looking things. I gave him the Soul Fire chains, similarly from the Ghost Rider set. Astro World Cyclone here for a glider, the Lava Contrail, the Skullfire Wrap, and the Rising Phoenix, as well as a Cyberdyne Salute, the Terminator one, where his hand turns into fire, and otherwise just gave him fighting ones like I give to sort of all of my different superhero characters. So that is our Orange Lantern Larfleeze. Let's jump on our next one. Here we have the Blue Lantern version of the Flash. Obviously, there is a Flash in Fortnite already. If you certainly don't need to custom make a guy if you want to use the Flash in the game. But the Flash is one of the more recognizable DC characters to have taken on the Blue Lantern powers over the years. So I decided to use him as our sort of stand-in Blue Lantern. For him, I used the customizable Hunter skin. This is back in the Boundless customizable skin sets. I used the suit pattern Intrepid, head style half mask. Eye mask at that point doesn't really matter, but I did give him a belt. Primary material is metallic, primary color is light blue, secondary material is cloth, secondary color is black, accessory color is also light blue. Eye effects off and eye color off. You could, if you wanted to, give him eye effects and eye color sky blue or light blue, kind of using the Speed Force here. I think that's fine if you wanted to do that. Skin tint and hair tint are unnecessary. And instead of the standard Ghosts of the Past logo that I've been using as my kind of go-to logo on most of the rest of these skins you'll see today, I decided to use the blue Cyclo with him since it's the right color scheme. Hurricane back bling is again kind of the right idea when it comes to the color and the vibe. Phantasmic Pulse, as you'll see, I use Phantasmic Pulse for really most of these guys, but it's used the color blue on blue. I'll kind of change the Phantasmic Pulse colors based on what ring they're wearing. A surprisingly good glider is Spire Fire. I really don't like this glider for really almost any other purpose in the game, but it works really well for a Blue Lantern character. Plasma Trail, similarly, I do like this Plasma Trail for him. And the Quick Bite, of course, is important. You know, it's the Flash's actual Speed Force emote. So we'll use that one for him still here. I use Morphic Blue for his wrap, again, to just kind of capture some of that light blue color. And that is our next in the long line of lanterns that we're making in this video. This time, Blue Lantern Flash. Now over to our Black Lantern character. We decided to make the Black Lantern version of Hawkgirl. The Black Lanterns are sort of a terrifying, like almost zombie-like lantern core, and they're perhaps most famous, I guess you might say, Black Lantern is the Black Hand. I tried to make the Black Hand, but it didn't quite work out, and I really wanted to use these customizable zombie characters for this one because most of the Black Lantern characters are dead superheroes who are kind of reanimated as zombie Black Lanterns. So I really wanted to make use out of these zombie characters that are available in the game for this one, since I really don't have a lot of other ways to use these guys. For my Black Lantern Hawkgirl, I used the Joel Terror skin, body pattern bold, skin mask zombified, in boots full. Primary color is silver, secondary color is black, skin color is gray, hair color is black, and eye color is gray. For the sticker, I used Ghosts of the Past, as I kind of hinted that I would be using, you know, more or less throughout the rest of this episode. It's really the closest thing we've got to kind of a lantern logo, so that's what I'll be using really throughout a lot of this. The Bone Wings back bling gives me as close as I can get to the kind of the skeletal wings that she has once she's transformed into a Black Lantern. Of course, I can't give her like the mask, you know, the standard Hawkgirl mask, which is kind of a bummer, but the wings I think really do the trick. There are some other wings in the game that come with, I think it's like the Demon Girl character, I forget what her name is, but those may be a little bit better because they're actual kind of bone wings, but I don't have them, so I'm using these. Phantasmic Pulse again for a pickaxe, you know, except this time grays and black type colors. The LeBron James wingspan glider, kind of a set of black angular wings coming off of her, really works. Phantasm as a contrail, it's kind of a spooky, ghoulish, spiritual contrail. And the Boogeyman wrap is sort of all black. That works perfectly. So Black Lantern Hawkgirl down, that's 3 down. Let's jump into our 4th lantern. So we just finished with a Black Lantern. Why not take our next step to White Lantern, kind of the opposite of the Black Lantern in the comic books, and in this case we're going to use the Kyle Rayner White Lantern. There's a lot of White Lanterns to pick from, as is the case sort of with all of these different Lantern Corps. All your favorite people have become almost every color Lantern at some point in time. If you really look into it, the number of DC characters who have been one kind of Lantern or another over the years is really astonishing. I mean, really everybody, you know, Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, you name it, they've been some kind of Lantern at some point in time. But here we're going to use the Kyle Rayner version of White Lantern, and we're going to use the Hunter skin for that. So this is going to be pretty close to a Green Lantern character, just swap out some of the colors. Intrepid skin, again, hairstyle A, eye mask on, and belt off. Primary material, still metallic, but this time we're going to go with platinum. Secondary material, cloth. We're going to go with white here. Accessory color is silver. It just stands out a little bit better than platinum, but platinum is another choice you could use here. Eye effects on, eye color white, no skin tint or hair tint, but Ghosts of the Past once again for our emblem on the chest, the sticker. I used the Herald Star as a back bling. It's got the right kind of color and vibe. Phantasmic Pulse as always. For him, I used the Sweetener Sail Shards glider, which I thought kind of worked, and the Storm Strike as a contrail. Cloudburst as a wrap, not because he has anything to do with like the rain or anything, but rather just because it's the right basic color. And that is our White Lantern, Kyle Rayner. Now we've got our Miri Riam Star Sapphire character. Miri Riam is not the most famous of the Star Sapphire characters, otherwise known as the Violet Lantern Corps, but she looked more unique when I was looking for pictures of different Star Sapphire / Violet Lantern characters to make. So I wanted to do something a little bit differently than I had in the previous Lantern skins, and so this gave me an opportunity to test out some other things. For her, I used Dynamo Dancer, suit pattern Peerless, head style A, eye mask on, and belt on. Primary material is metallic, and the primary color is indigo. Secondary material is spandex, and the secondary color is purple. Accessory color is also purple. No eye effects, but eye color white. Skin tint is baby blue in this case, and hair tint is purple. In a perfect world, her entire head would have something of a purple color to it. She kind of has purple hair, or under a purple kind of, I don't know, it's like a skull cap type, like helmet hat thing, but I wasn't able to quite get that. And the half cowl really was a little too much. It really covered too much of her. So this was, I thought, a good compromise. And for her sticker, I gave her the Cuddly sticker. You could also go with something like Cuddle Up, the Cuddle Bear, or maybe the Cyclo Swirl could work. The Star Sapphire emotion is love, so that's why I kind of thought this one worked. I didn't give her a back bling, but her Phantasmic Pulse, of course, is all of the violet type colors. The Psy Rider I thought was sort of a perfect glider for her. And the Auroral Arc I thought also worked really well, as did the Zero Bloom in terms of like its color and kind of its explosion of energy. So that's our Star Sapphire character. I'm losing track of how many we've done. I don't know, are we at 5 or 6 or something at this point? Star Sapphire, Miri Riam. Now we're gonna get into the Indigo Tribe, and for this we're gonna use Quick Change. And we're gonna do the Indigo Tribe version of John Stewart. So here again, John Stewart's probably best known as one of the Green Lanterns, but like I was just saying, most DC characters that you can think of have been some kind of lantern at some point in time, and many of the Green Lanterns have been other kinds of lanterns. So John Stewart has been an Indigo Lantern at one point. In the Indigo Tribe, characters are kind of best known for not being standard superhero looking dudes. They usually have what looks like, you know, kind of tribal type outfits like you might have seen in like Avatar or something like that. They don't have superhero outfits with masks and stuff like that. They usually have an indigo pattern drawn on their skin. And when John Stewart became a Indigo Tribe member, he like had this purple bandana or indigo, bandana on his head, and had this sort of indigo collared sort of jacket thing. So we decided to use Quick Change, one of the series of skins where you could customize the jacket that they're wearing based on whatever wrap you want to apply to it. So we thought this kind of worked for that. Primary color for Quick Change here is black. That's sort of what determines what color his hair is and a little bit of trim on him. His hair color doesn't really change, but if you wanted to give him indigo, because he does have that indigo bandana around his head, and you kind of pretend that this is the bandana, you know, I could talk myself into that. The applied wrap is Storm, which really, if you look at the color that they use on the character in the comic books and stuff, this actually is really spot on. I've got the Assassin pack on him. I also have the Phantasmic Pulse, as per many of my other characters. All of the Lantern Corps really are like space police, basically, of some kind, protecting whatever their, I don't know, sector is the wrong way to phrase it, but protecting whatever they can using the emotions that they're equipped with, I guess. And so Comet Crasher works here, and it's also got like the right color scheme. Hyperflight is the contrail I decided to use, and just like his shirt, I used Storm for his wrap. So that is our John Stewart Indigo Tribe. And last, but I guess not least, is the Ultraviolet Core. This is our Sinestro Ultraviolet Core guy. Sinestro, famously a Yellow Lantern. We made a Yellow Lantern version of him in a previous video, like I had said earlier. Link to that in the description below if you want to make him as a Yellow Lantern guy. But he's also kind of famously been a Ultraviolet Lantern, and here he is. We used the Wanderlust customizable skin for this one, and I guess, you know what, just to change things up, I'll talk about his preset first. Not all that hard. Phantasmic Pulse, of course. Umbrella of the Last Reality as our glider here. The Stormstrike contrail in our cubed wrap. For this one, we used suit pattern bold, hairstyle A, and eye mask off, belt on. Primary material is plastic. Primary color is indigo. Secondary material is metallic, and the secondary color is black. Indigo also for the accessory. Eye effects off, no eye color to speak of. Skin color, twilight pink. And this is really what I sort of wish I had used on Sinestro going back to the previous Sinestro. I think I settled on the red color because he's kind of somewhere in between the two. And in hindsight, I think the twilight pink would have been a better color for that. No hair color, and in this case, no sticker. I kind of drifted away from my Ghosts of the Past sticker because all the pictures I could find of the Ultraviolet Corps don't have like a logo on their chest. And so that is our Sinestro from the Ultraviolet Corps. So that is a ton of different DC Lantern Corps representatives. We cleared out all of the rest of the colors that have been introduced in the comic books over the years. In response to an Orange Lantern's specifically request, we made you your Larfleeze from the Orange Lanterns to the best of our ability, but we also decided to pile on all of the other lanterns, make this a Lantern Spectacular video. Blue Lanterns, Indigo Tribe, Star Sapphire, White Lanterns, Black Lanterns, all the lanterns, including the Flash here in front of you as a Blue Lantern. So, thank you so much for watching. Please do like and subscribe. Check us out on Twitch, Twitter, and Instagram. Use code TripleHound in the Fortnite item shop or Epic Games Store. #ad. And we'll see you guys in the next video.